So let's talk about the process of you creating this EP, man. Like, what does your involvement look like as a producer?
Just in contact with Pablo because he is doing the songwriting, and he's kind of like he co-produced it, but it's more on like the idea, like executive side, where he
Okay.
kind of just throws like, I want it to sound like this, and I want it to sound like this, but I'm actually doing a lot of the clicking and being like within the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And then process-wise, we were just taking it one song at a time. So then it's like, okay, you down to do another one? Sure, let's do Bazinga. You down for one more? Okay, let's do Mappa. Want to do one more? I'm like, okay, yeah. I got time. We'll keep doing it. And then that was pretty much the whole thing.
It's wild, man. It's really interesting. So like, how long of a process was that? Between first reaching out to release of the album or the EP.
First reaching out, I think it was November.
Okay.
We finished up, when is it? June? Maybe last month. Like I was doing the finishing touches on Mappa.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like a month and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but there
then,
were some breaks in between.
sure, of course. Your process then. How do I want to phrase the question? I totally lost my train of thought. So, a question was, how do you how because I noticed and you had the videos of like reacting to the production, the final product, because based on how I've learned that the music industry worked, I'm curious if it's the same with you. You produce it, you kind of give like usually a rough mix, I assume, and then it goes to a mixer and then a master, correct? So
Yeah.
you don't really totally know what it's gonna, even though you make all the music, you don't totally know what it's gonna sound like until after the fact.
No,
How much
especially
is
like
different?
they don't give me, especially they don't give me a lot of the vocals.
Oh, interesting.
Then
Really?
yeah, like when I'm reacting to them, like I'm like, what? I wonder what melody they're gonna sing. What are they gonna rap about?
Oh, interesting. So it's interesting. So you're just essentially the music producer. There's a whole other vocal producer that goes in there, the vocal
Yeah,
engineer.
so I'm thinking that's Pablo doing the vocal
Okay.
production, like him deciding, oh, Mana should be monster voice, lower octave. That's like, I feel like that's one of his like creative choices because
Interesting. That's fascinating.
I'm not handling that one.
Yeah, interesting. So that's got to be really fascinating to make. You're essentially making rough instrumentals, but I mean they give you kind of a demo track, right? With the lyrics, right? Or no? Are there a lot
Reference
of
track.
okay? And are there
References, yeah,
a lot of
and some demos.
a lot of breaks in between, like of no vocals of where they're gonna be, or is it kind of all written
Just
out and
like
then?
maybe like for a lot of these, like a 16 bar hook.
Wow,
And
interesting.
then like based on the reference he gives me, like, oh yeah, make the verse sound like this, and the verse could be kind of similar to the hook, so you're kind of just piecing what you already have and going in a different direction with that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So it's got to be a cool experience to see here after the fact and hear. How much does the production change from mixing to your rough mix?
It's pretty close. Like
Okay.
unless like adding stuff, but yeah, there's just cleaner. Like I'm going for like the feeling, so there's a lot of like muddiness because there's all these like big impacts because they want to have that. It's more important to get the vibe there, and then
Hmm.
the engineer would help with the cleanliness and that stuff.
Which is fascinating because like it sounds incredibly professional. So that, I mean, obviously you're a professional, but like it's interesting to hear the differences between non-professional and like or professional and like earlier on artists. You can hear
Hmm.
the production differences, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm always as you know, I'm sure as you are, we're always seeking that like how do I make it sound much more fuller, because that's a lot of what these artists, especially new artists, lack, is like this fullness to the song, the deeper basses, the space
Hmm.
of the song.
Hmm.
Often it'll be a relatively thinner track with lacking space, and it's just so interesting how these professional even mixing engineers, because their job is tremendous,
Yeah.
what they do to create these crazy tracks. It's really fascinating, man.